Thank you, Heather. The previous session on connecting the dots certainly brought out a lot of different issues that we don't want to duplicate at this session, but connecting the dots between K through 12, the community colleges, and four-year schools has been something that we've been involved with as a community college in partnership with our school districts, and we're sponsored by 13 school districts. So it gives us a little bit more closer relationship with them, with our workforce investment board, and with industry in the area. So much of that concentration has been based on developing career pathways, identifying career interests at an early age, starting in elementary school, middle school, and high school. Most recently, there's been the development of industry partners with school districts. One of our school districts, B. Braun, pharmaceutical medical supply company, adopted one of our school districts in which, beginning in 9th grade, they begin courses on introduction to entrepreneurship and industry, and they ends up with a visit to the plant. It ends up also with tours to the college to get a better understanding of what kind of courses and programs are available for people looking to get into those fields. What I want to talk about today, however, is connecting the dots with the community college being in the middle. As you know, that one of our visions of the workforce has been to try to find ways that people can, oops, didn't start, background. Our brand is that to start here, go anywhere, and that's really what our vision has been, is to prepare our students who graduate to move from the community college into whatever pursuit that they wish to follow and be successful at it. I am a graduate of Lehigh Carbon Community College 40 years ago, and it took me into business, politics, and I'm now into education, so it's really, who knows where anywhere is, but that's where it takes us. But the vision for the future, I think, is getting clearer. We're really becoming to see where the gaps are in the workforce. Obviously, we feel that there are enough bachelor's degree programs to supply the needs for individuals going into job entries that require a bachelor's degree for starting in those positions. There's an overabundance of unskilled workers for the number of jobs available for that. Where the biggest gap is in this country economically and for our companies to be productive is in what they call the middle skill jobs. We used to call them the gold collar jobs because really they were the ones with the skills and really economically paid more money than some of the college degree jobs. But those middle skill jobs represent 45% of this country's current employment needs, yet only 25% of the workforce is qualified to successfully perform those jobs. Even more so is that employers report that 40% of their employees with degrees, whether it's an associate degree or bachelor's degree, don't have the necessary applied skills for success in their positions. But to meet those needs, the mountains that have to be scaled before our students can reach the rainbow of opportunity that these employees offer them really need to be further examined. What we need is a new pathway for individuals with applied skill background. There's many factors why there is such a growing gap between the demand for skilled workers and the ability of higher education to produce the training and graduates required to meet these needs. The United States does not have, nor does Pennsylvania and many other states, have a cogent workforce education system. We have secondary career development and career technical programs. The community college play a role across the country in career technical education, transfer education, customized workforce training. The four-year colleges and universities provide various programs across the board. We also have in our communities apprenticeship training, labor union delivered workforce training, as well as private, nonprofit, and for-profit proprietary schools. However, there's very little integration or alignment among these various programs. And it's very confusing for particularly adults who want to come back into education to get new skills to figure out this whole system. And although Pennsylvania is among the nation's leaders in the number of four-year colleges and universities, it actually ranks near the bottom of the number of graduates earning a technical degree. Despite our national leadership in key employment areas such as technology and advanced manufacturing, there's only limited access to post-secondary institutions that offer technical degrees. These limited options result in guidance counselors and parents discouraging their students from entering secondary career and technical education, despite the fact that because of the fact that they can't pursue a college degree through that route, or at least it's perceived that they can't. For those who do complete a technical secondary program, the community colleges are usually their only option for pursuing some post-secondary education from a credit perspective, as well as the for-profits that are out there. The challenge that we have, however, is that beyond the associate degree, particularly the associate degree of applied science, which if you want to go into IT, you want to go into the health fields, you want to go into advanced manufacturing, construction, those areas where we really need, that's where the biggest gap is, people that need specific skills. When they get their AS degree, it's very difficult for them to move on to a four-year degree. Several years ago, we entered into an agreement with Temple University to create a mechatronics engineering degree on our campus, in which 90 credits from the community college would transfer into the engineering program, so they really only need 30 additional credits for the engineering degree. However, people who want to go into engineering programs usually come back as continuing adults, usually people who are out in the workforce already and come back for those programs. They don't see it as a track from secondary to community colleges into that program for the traditional age. But the challenge we have for the AAS degrees is that if people do decide to transfer to a four-year bachelor's program, that they almost have to start their bachelor's degree over again, because most of the four-year programs either don't have a technical degree to offer as a major, or they offer those in their second and third years, or fourth years even, and so there's very little incentive to move on to a bachelor's degree. What we have developed in order to maintain our career pathway program so that students starting, again, in primary, secondary education can move into a college track, whether it's applied degrees or the traditional college track, is we develop a collaborative partnership for Pennsylvania's first seamless and totally integrated secondary and post-secondary education and career pathway that is both affordable and accessible for all Pennsylvanians. This educational pipeline will provide vocational technical secondary programs, the ability to transfer immediately into an applied science associate degree, oftentimes with as much as 1 year of credit through the vocational school, and then from the applied science degree program to move seamlessly into a Bachelor of Applied Science program offered by one of our state universities, which will be announced in January. These degree programs provide articulated and experiential-based learning opportunities that are aligned with the skills necessary to be work-ready to meet the needs of the Commonwealth's highest priority jobs and creation of entrepreneurial opportunities. The pathways build upon the National Governors Association report, Degrees for What Jobs, which basically include, if higher education is truly going to help drive economic growth, students' academic success must be tied to the needs of the marketplace and be tied to needs in the marketplace, not only to ensure that students get jobs, but also to maximize the value of an educated workforce to the economy as a whole. Our unique open access to post-education mission further enhances the scope by serving the fastest growing segment of the adult labor force: minorities, low-income students, working adults, and the unemployed and underemployed. While with this model, traditional students and adult learners alike will find a better and faster route to securing the skills they will make them very employable for entry into the workforce and continued advancement both in career and education. These pathways, and what's unique about the Bachelor of Applied Science, it's like going from a technical bachelor's degree into an MBA program, because the applied science degree will provide major competency-based components for a national labor work based on the National Manufacturers Association layered workforce credentialing system, with an emphasis on employment in high-demand industries, occupations, degrees, and credentials that are recognized nationally as well as regionally, and while accelerated and flexible pathways for people to come and go off the pathway, finish the component degrees, move out into the workforce, come back through various means of delivery. It incorporates the most entrepreneurial components of secondary and post-secondary education, and entrepreneurial learners who strive in a changed environment with high levels of uncertainty can make things happen through this program. Thank you.